Hi everyone, so this is part one of my 3D printing journey. For those that watched the last video, I did tell you that I bought a new Bamboo Lab 3D printing machine. So after a lot of sweat and tears, this is the first thing that I've made. It's what is known as a lithophane lamp. I'll see if I can switch it on. I'm not sure that you'll get the I'll try and put a photo up showing you what it actually looks like with good photo lighting, because this is just off the laptop webcam. So yeah, so I've made 3 designs of these. I've got a nan, a mum and a dad. It's been really difficult to get the lithophane onto the front of a raised 3D heart. But after a lot of Google searching and watching of YouTube vids, I've kind of like got it to where I want it. So now I've got 3 prototypes to actually put onto my website. And the hope is, going forward, that those will actually sell, but who knows. So I started off with one machine. I bought the Bamboo Lab A1, and that was £199. I opted for the single colour. You could have got an AMS, which was an extra 180 quid. That meant you could have printed in several different colours. But I thought, starting off, I'll just keep it simple and I'll get the basic colours. When I started, I got quite into it, and I was determined to make a lithophane light with an LED light put behind it that would light up. I was determined. I've seen a few people selling them on Facebook and on Instagram, and I thought, oh, that'll be straightforward, but it wasn't. But that's a whole nother video if anyone's interested. So I ended up with just the one machine, but the problem with having just the one machine was, when I was trying out prototypes, it took forever, because to print the frame of this takes 3 hours. That's the thing about 3D printing. It is a bit of a long-term thing, really. I'm used to working with lasers where you put something in, sort of like 10-20 minutes later, you've got 30 products that you can crack on with. So this is a bit slow. So I ended up buying another machine. So whilst I was faffing about printing one prototype, I could be then tinkering about trying to design the second part. So as you can see, this is in 2 parts. The base and the name Nan are one part, and the raised heart with the lithophane on is another part. So I've now got 2 Bamboo Lab printers. They're currently indoors. The plan is they will be going out into my workshop at some point, probably when it gets warmer and I have a tidy around and make space for them. The great thing is, though, now that I've got my prototype sorted, in the morning when I get up, I can print 3 of these at a time on a single bed. So as long as the first layer's done, they're pretty straightforward. Once the first layer's done and it's working its way up, I can just let them do their own thing. Now, the Bamboo A1 printer does have the camera on. I've not wired it up. I don't see the need. I kind of like think once it's up and running and gets past a certain point, I feel comfortable with just letting it do its own thing. So I've not bothered with that. I might at some point in the future, but at the moment, it's just a no from me. So yeah, after a difficult start, like I say, I now feel I've got to the point where I've got a couple of products that I can now put on my website. I've got some decent pictures of them as well. They are really difficult to picture and to capture the actual picture. They look much better in real life than they do trying to get a view of it on camera. It's quite intricate, really. So yeah, the plan is now I've got 3 of them live on my website. So the proof of the pudding will be if I sell any. If I do, I do, and if I don't, I don't. So my next thoughts are to actually look at what else I can make There's lots of designs online, but I'm not particularly keen on any of them. So what I have learned over the last, I got them in December, but I was on holiday, so I set them up the latter end of Jan. I've spent most of Feb just trying to get my head round designs, making my own designs, adapting designs. So I've spent hours upon hours in a software app called Blender and 360 Fusion. I give up with 360 Fusion, so at the moment my go-to is, I would say, is Blender, and there's another app called Meshi Mixer. That is pretty good, but it tends to crash right at that crucial moment, and then sometimes you can't get your work back. So for now, I'm sticking with Blender. So yeah, it's a wrap, and that's me. And hopefully, I'll come back in the next week or so and let you know if I've sold any. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks. Bye.